What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, joined by
Gershwan.
This time not at the hip, but at the left nostril. We just kind of using smoke and mirrors to make it seem like we're not, but we are. We are.
Yep.
And with that being said, welcome back to For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get those questions first. And that is what Giovanni Binny did. He says, or asks, is it possible for a Genestealer cult to fight an incoming Tyranid fleet, realizing that they are going to die? Not their own, but it is possible for, like, let's say, the Genestealer cult dedicated to, I don't know, High Fleet Kraken to fight the Tyranid swarm of High Fleet Behemoth, Leviathan.
Cronus.
Yeah. And the reason for that is because, they're different. Mm-hmm. So they see this invading High Fleet as, like, taking the food from the High Fleet that they belong to, and they will fight each other.
Right.
So it does happen. Just like you see, like, Tyranids versus other Tyranids.
Yeah, different beehives fighting against each other.
What I would find, what I think is interesting sometimes is, like, what if it's, like, a tendril? Because you know how tendrils end up being very biologically different than the mother swarm or the mother whatever it is.
Brood, whatever you call it.
When it comes back and it joins back, is there, like, an initial phase of fighting? Probably, right?
I would assume so, but I mean, the end point is to get goopified and assimilated.
Yeah, so, like, the best
and I think,
army should win anyway.
Yeah, so I think fighting would make the most sense because it's still, like, survival of the fittest. Maybe the tendril needed to die off because now this next one's so powerful, like, it's got to replace it or something.
Yeah.
Nature, man.
Evolution. Natural selection. Good question. Mm-hmm. Next one.
Jean Hippolyte. Nidvember versus No Nut November. Which is harder to maintain?
I've been actually maintaining November pretty well. No Nut November, I probably failed the first day.
Oh, I know I failed the first day.
Yeah.
It was like 12:01, and I'm like, wait, is it November? Aw, shucks.
Also, it's funny that people, or I guess it's like the influencers on Twitter and TikTok who are saying that this is going to help you, like, it's going to give you more mental strength. It's going to just make you feel better because you don't have that reward thing or whatever. But that's all a lie. Like, if you really want to feel rewarded, don't stop masturbating. Paint more minis.
There you go. You'll see progress.
Or join Kit Bash member. Kit Bash November.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. That gives you the same satisfaction as anything else. I was gonna say something disgusting, but I did not want to. Next question.
This one's by GFish17. We did make a Warhammer 40K movie. If we'd make a Warhammer 40K movie, how would we do it? We need to give the fans what they want. Should the movies be flashbacks then?
Probably with cameras and, like, actors, actresses.
Yeah.
Maybe some Bridget B.
Maybe a little bit of green screen.
Gloria Jean.
Yeah. That's the coffee, right?
Yeah. Because you got to stay up.
There you go.
But I don't know. That's a very difficult question. Because the more you think about it, like, the more you realize that because Warhammer is, like, so sandboxy, there's so many elements to it that you would end up hurting yourself if you think, like, oh, okay. So it would be similar to, like, if in the beginning phases of the MCU universe, right? I don't have to say universe again.
Marvel universe.
Yeah. If they try to include everything from Star-Lord to Captain America, everything.
Celestials bringing in, like, yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Man.
Within that first movie of Iron Man. You couldn't do it.
Right.
So you have to start slow and ease your way in.
That's a good tip for everything.
And you obviously have to start off with the Imperium, hopefully with Imperial Guard, and then choose your timeline. But ease into it, GW. Ease into it.
Right.
You're probably not because you ruin everything, but...
It's like, oh, we get 2 minutes of easing into it, and then Space Marines, Chaos, Tyranids, all at once.
Horus Heresy, Lost Legion, and Vespids?
It turns out, wait, this isn't a 40K movie. This is a 50K movie.
Dun-dun-dun. With a little bit of Star Wars, because fuck it.
Yeah, why not?
Next question.
This one is by Ethan Parades. If the lion wakes up and rallies his own crusade, will there be a civil war?
Because of the Fallen?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like lore-wise, he probably would want to take care of the Fallen and all this stuff, but I think that still kind of coincides with what Gilliman is kind of doing. So, nah, I don't see a reason why it'd be a civil war.
Yeah, I agree. They're pretty good at, like, keeping everything on the down low anyways. Even within their own chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's only the people within... What is it called? The inner circle?
Yeah, they know.
They know, yeah.
But at the same time, it's like... A lot of people say, like, oh, if the Primarchs all have their own agenda, they're not going to listen to Gilliman. Well, it's like Gilliman's not doing his own thing. Like, he's doing what the Emperor is telling him to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, if, like, Lehman Russ shows up, yeah, you would think he'd want to do his own thing, but nah, if the Emperor talks to him, he's going to do what the Emperor says.
Yep.
So it's not like a civil war is going to start. Like, the Emperor will push him in the right direction.
Yep.
At least I think. GW could just say, nah, civil war.
That would be a good reason to have, like, the Space Marines versus Space Marines, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could, but you already have that. Like, the Lion, or the Dark Angels are supposed to fight the Space Wolves all the time, because they don't really like each other.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. This next question comes from West the Mess 117. Where or when can we get OMS merch? I'm not really sure. We've never really been about that.
Yeah.
We created some objective markers in the past, but I think like our schedules are a little bit too busy. Like we already like struggle to maintain the videos. It's gonna be a struggle to like
maintain that on top of all this.
Yeah, and it probably wouldn't sell.
We'll sell like 3.
Yeah.
To our family members.
Yeah.
It's like when you have like that ice cream and you want like, oh, I want chocolate scoop. Oh, I want vanilla scoop. Oh, I want strawberry scoop. It's like, whoa, it's going to fall.
Yeah. Just like that.
Or just deep throat the whole ice cream.
Do it.
Andrew Bayett. Which faction or race has the best fashion design? We did that one already. But let's go with our number 2.
Of the best look?
Mm-hmm.
Because we could just say, because before it was the most original.
That's true. Yeah, this one, let's go with look.
Currently, right now, for me, it's the Genestealer cult.
Yeah. They got a nice aesthetic to it.
Very like kit bashy, but not really. Like it's, I don't know, it's unique.
Right, because they put elements of the Imperial Guard in there, but just enough to not make it look Imperial Guard-y.
Yeah, and to make it look grungy. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. For me, right now, it's Las Hermanas del Batalle, Sisters of Battle.
They are really cool,
Yeah.
except for the faces.
Right, the faces, I hate it.
Yeah.
Any faction, for the most part, I hate the face. But everything else is... I like that, like, religious, like, candles on everything, skulls on everything.
Crucified individuals. But no, he's not crucified anymore.
Right? They took away the crucifixion, unfortunately. But there's always kit bashes. Like, what was it, the penitent engines? They used to be crucified. Yep. They're not anymore.
I wonder how much they sell for on eBay if you get like the old metal models.
Yeah, that's the thing that sucks their metal, though.
This next question comes from the big one. Since it's November, what are you guys most thankful for? I'm mostly thankful for big booties and twerking. Yeah, that's something good to be thankful for. Twinkle for. Let's see. Let me think. What am I thankful for? I'm thankful for... I don't really even know. Having a shit ton of minis that I'm not building. Because it's always like the drive of like, I'm going to paint, I'm going to build these minis, and then never getting to it. But that initial like thought of like, I'm going to drive home and work. Yeah. It's nice.
Mm-hmm. I have that every time like we're done recording and stuff. I'm driving home, like, oh, I can't wait to get home, start working on some army lists, maybe a little bit of conversions. I get home, the drive, the motivation just stops at the door.
What I found funny is like, because we meet on Sundays, that's the day that we either like, we record these and then we also play usually like some type of game, either it's Magic or Warhammer 40K. So I get all pumped. And then the next day, I want to go buy things at the GW store, but they close on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So that like it's drained away.
Right, and by the time Wednesday hits, you're not. Yeah.
Yeah, you're already thinking about something else.
Mm-hmm. Like twerking and big booties.
Yeah. What are you thankful for?
The only thing that comes to mind is coffee. I'm too thankful for it.
You should elevate yourself and start cocaine.
Hey.
It's less.
But more.
But more, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't ruin your life. I wouldn't recommend you try it, though.
And speaking of that, I found the question that goes into detail between jellies, jams, and preservatives.
Let's get to it.
Thank you, Sir Robert Strong. He says, first, here's the difference between jelly, jam, and preserves. Jelly. Jelly is made with strained fruit juice. There are no pieces of fruit in jelly. Jam is made with mashed fruit. Preserves are whole fruit or large pieces of fruit. Now, on to his question. What made you guys start this channel? Which one of you had the idea first? Do you share responsibilities equally? Which one hosts the episodes? And who has to edit? Finally, how much time on average do you guys spend on this channel? Keep up the good work. You guys are the reason I got into 40K. Apart from Astartes, of course. Astartes is really good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. I really like those types of comments. We've been getting them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because the purpose of starting this channel, the purpose of the 40K content on this channel is because we took a long break from playing 40K. So we started playing 40K when we were really young. Yeah. I think we were still in middle school or maybe even elementary. I think we were in elementary, right?
I think it was like 5th grade going into 6th grade.
Yeah. So we started playing 40K, really got into it. But then like sometime in high school, we fell off. Like nobody wanted to play it. And the thing that got us back into it, I felt, was like the lore. And we would talk about like, oh, remember the Tau Empire and how they used to do this and that, Space Marines, Space Wolves, blah blah blah. And then that drove us back into the hobby. We started playing again, and we realized that this is like a super awesome hobby. Like, it makes you feel good when you're building your own stuff.
Yeah, and not just that, but seeing something that you put time, effort, and like motivation and like fun into it do well on the battlefield, or get completely obliterated, and you're like, oh, how can I improve?
Yeah, and then even like some of the best parts aren't even the tabletop, but just like sitting in the back and thinking like, how does my orc clan, how does my Tau Sept world look like, and then like sandboxy elements like that. So it all pertained to the lore. And then I wanted you guys to have that, or like viewers to have that same type of like resurgence of love for the hobby. So we did lore videos because that's just the way that we got back into it.
That's where the love of 40K comes from, the lore, the history.
Yeah. And we've just been continuing doing that. So that you kind of hit the nail on the head, as they said. And the reason we got into this, or the reason we started this channel, is because of you, or people like you, like to keep you guys playing, because we just like the hobby. I wish we would get paid by GW, but yeah. Yeah. And what was his other question? Oh, like the responsibilities. Yeah. It's like freelance kind of, like I create. We do these videos together, but then after that, like
the videos that come out in conjunction with these, it's like he has his own, I do my own, etc.
And we've experimented and tried different things too. Like we played Hero Clicks. We've tried to start a D&D thing, but nothing does as good as 40K. And also, like, it's just fun. I really like going back to it. Also helps us to continue, because we haven't played since what?
Dude, it's been almost a year now that I think about it.
No, it hasn't been a year.
Yeah. It's March was probably like the last time we played.
Yeah. That's like a couple months now.
4 months to it'll be March in like 4 months.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, but we should play a game probably this month. And
because the whole thing is we took a break because we wanted to because we tried doing Crusade.
Yeah.
And we tried it with our own rules because we thought, battle scars are really cool, but it's never gonna happen. So we made it so much easier to get battle scars. And once you, it's almost like once you get a battle scar, it's the ball just keeps rolling, and it's like really screws you over.
Yeah, so that really kind of pushed us away. And then we said, and another thing too is like, there's that rule of like, you get 10 points at the end of the game if your army is fully painted. And we weren't playing with fully painted minis in the past. So now we were forced to do that. Mm-hmm. So now instead of saying like, I'll take the penalty of the 10, we say, we just don't want to play.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to lose because of 10 points.
Yeah.
And
it's like, if you're playing an army you don't want to play because you haven't painted it yet, you're not going to try as hard.
Right. Yeah.
Or if you do want to play your army, then you're kind of like hurrying up, and you don't want to hurry up when you're painting your army because you want it to look good.
Yep.
So that's also an incentive that has kind of pushed us away from it.
Yeah, and currently right now, like for me, how much time am I spending on like creating and editing these things? I don't know. I would probably say like at least 2 hours every day of just like brainstorming, building and stuff like that. Because like the lore videos are one thing, but then there's also like the other extra bits like the modeling, painting, and all that kind of stuff that like it just doesn't seem to be a good schedule, I guess. But yeah, I would say like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, to me, each day is different, dude. When you've got like a family and you've got like responsibilities and stuff, it's like, well, I gotta prioritize. Like, what am I doing today?
Yeah.
And then the thing is, I've got stuff in the back that I've been working on and writing down. Like, I've got a whole. All right, so if you guys are listening, here's a big reveal. So I'm making the second Primarch, my own fan lore, and I've been getting bits and like pieces to create the Primarch and a small faction using the rules for the Sisters of Battle.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is a female Primarch.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yes. So I've got the whole first part of her lore, which is going to be a 3-part thing, and I've got all that in the background ready, but then it's like, do I wait to find somebody to commission like artwork of her, or like how do I go about doing this? So it's like, that's what I've been working on for the past 2 weeks. And it's like kind of hard to figure out, should I go ahead and put it out, or should I wait till that's 100% ready? Like, how do I go about it? So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But yeah. And we really appreciate all the support that you guys give us, from like Patreon to even just hitting the like button. It has been really, really helpful. And hopefully we can continue doing this until we're super, super old.
Right.
Or one of us dies.
Yeah, because once one dies, it's like not the same.
No. Next question.
Just imagine like it's just a pile of ashes, right?
Yeah.
Or it's just literally my dead body, like decomposing.
What do you think?
my fucking eye just rolls out my head.
But that's when we praise Nurgle.
Yeah.
And then
nobody will die because Nurgle is forever.
Yeah. Next question comes from MagicEye. He has a 2-part question. In your opinion, what do you think happened to the Lost Primarchs? Do you think that they are alive or dead? If they're alive, what do you think they are doing? So, I mean, you kind of answered that question with like...
Yeah, my own stuff, yeah.
He's already created the lore for both of those. The way I see the Lost Primarchs is that they are pieces of homebrew. Like, you are meant to take that and do what you want with it, which is what the Sound Alchemist has done. So I don't really have any like concrete, like, I think they died based on the lore. Because the lore is written in a way so that you create the outcome. Yeah. Not the authors.
Because there are bits and pieces of information that state, oh yeah, this one was lost, this one was forgotten, their memory got wiped. We don't know what happened. Yeah. But some of it is contradicting, so it's like, yeah, kind of open-ended that you could fill in the blanks yourself.
Yeah. And then his part 2 is, why do you think that the Emperor erased them from the history?
They have to have done something so crazy, so like game-changing that it had to be done. Because like when the Horus Heresy happened, he didn't just say, well, let's, well, I guess he couldn't really do that because like it was too far gone.
Another possibility that I've been throwing around like in my head is that one of them could have just like died because the Emperor fucked up, and the Emperor is like trying to cover up the whole lost Primarch. So like he finally rediscovered him, and then like probably discovered the what was it, like the pod,
Yeah.
the birthing pod or whatever, and like the Primarch or the dead Primarch inside, and being like, oh shit, I messed up.
It's like you can't let mom find out.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So that could be another possibility. So like, why? To cover up his mistakes.
Yeah.
Also, if they got corrupted, to cover up that mistake too. And then by the time like the Horus Heresy rolled around and all like his 8 or 9 Primarchs betrayed him, he can't be like, no, obliterate them.
Yeah.
Like, no, they're fighting. Everybody knows about them.
Right. It's like I said, it's too far gone. You can't put a blanket over a house fire.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. One last question that I do want to talk about, and this is by Adeptus Astartes. Is Bridget B secretly a high-ranking Slaneshi cultist?
She could be. She's also in my heart. So maybe.
That's what I wanted to hear you say.
Yeah.
And with that, thank you guys for watching. Again, comments are greatly appreciated. We really appreciate you guys, the viewers, and hopefully you guys have rekindled the flames of Warhammer 40K to keep fighting the good fights.
This is Gershwin.
Sound Alchemist, and we are out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.